It's howling time.
What's up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome to It's Howling Time with the Howling Wolf. Here, gonna give you some selections for June 15th, 2019. I'm gonna give you some stakes races. Plus, I'm gonna do the Stephen Foster over again because some people could hear a background noise or something. So, I'm gonna give you a couple of them. Let's start it off. I'm gonna give you my two top selections plus my horse to watch. The first track I'm going to do, it is going to be at Monmouth Park. It is going to be the Honeybee Stakes, race number 10, going 5.5 furlongs on the turf. We got a field of around 10 plus 12 if there's also eligibles. So there's 12 with also eligibles. For what I saw here, the horse to watch that I'm going to give you, it is going to be the number 6, Queen of Bermuda, at morning line odds at 6-1. It is by Exceed and Excel out of a Hatif mare. The last time she ran was back in May 11th of 2019 at Churchill Downs on a firm turf course. She got in third by 3.25 lengths. Had to go off the rail and hung in there for a great rally to get in there third. The time before that ran in April 14th of 2019 at Aqueduct on a good course, going 6 furlongs. Was able to get sixth by 7.75 lengths. It was fogged in and up for that, and just had a weekend by the end of the race. The workouts have been on June 1st of 2019. 4 furlongs on the fast track. It went in 49.2 seconds breezing. Was the 17th best out of the 35 workouts that day. Then the last workout was on June 8th. Going 4 furlongs on the fast track, going 48.40 seconds breezing, was the 5th best out of the 21 workouts that day. For what I see here, the last 2 starts had some issues. One had to go off the rail, and the other one got a lot of fog. Barely could see anything good going through and all that. If you go back a bit, running back at Churchill Downs in the Breeders' Cup, ran a good 4th there. Had it steadied. So this horse has issues, but if they get her cleaned up enough to where she gets off at a well pace, you should see her coming off late and strong. So my horse to watch at Monmouth in the Honeybee Stakes, it is the number 6, Queen of Bermuda, at morning line odds at 6-1. My second choice, it is going to be the number 3, A Bit of Both, at morning line odds at 3-1. It's by Painter out of a High Fly mare. Last time she ran was back on April 20th at Gulfstream Park in the Game Face Stakes. Came in first by 3 lengths, drifted out, and was ridden out great, and was the favorite in that race. The time before that, it ran on March 14th at Gulfstream Park for $50,000. Was able to win that race by 10 lengths. Drew off and never was asked. So by a nice hand ride, was able to get up there for a good first and spread out as the race went a bit longer. The workouts have been on May 11th at Monmouth, was going 3 furlongs. At fast track was in 36 seconds breezy. was the third best out of the 25 workouts that day. Then the last workout was on June 10th at Monmouth, going 4 furlongs on a fast track. It went in 51.2 seconds breezy. Was the 35th best out of the 46 workouts that day. But what I see here, it's going in a 4 winning streak. Has won and was hardly ever asked. You should see this one coming up great late. Maybe even become a favorite again in this one, which is the favorite in here. So again, for my second choice, it is going to be the favorite, the number 3, a bit of both at Morning odds at 3-1. For my top selection, it is going to be the number 7, Miss Miz, at Morning odds at 5-1. Is by Mizzen Mass out of the Sale Mare. Last time ran on May 18th at Belmont Park, going 7 furlongs. Was able to get 5th there by 3.5 lengths. Had to go too wide and weakened late. The time before that ran on April 21st at Woodbine in the Star Shoot Stakes. Was able to come in there second by 1.25 lengths. Was able to fit on the bid on top of the stretch. Wasn't able to get up there, finish off the race at the end of the stretch. So held on there for second at least, behind Sister Peacock. The workouts have been back in May 12th at 4 furlongs. Was on a fast track in 49.20 seconds breezing. Was the 5th best out of the 10 workouts that day. The workout after that was on June 1st, going 4 furlongs on a fast track. It was in 49.60 seconds breezing. Was the 19th best out of the 35 workouts that day. Then the last workout was on June 8th, going 4 furlongs on a fast track. It was in 49.80 seconds breezing. Was the 15th best out of the 21 workouts that day. But I see here, from the beginning of her career, had issues of losing post. Got lost in the post parade in the first one, her debut. Ducks in and stumbled. And then the last 2 got weakened, but was able to get off well. So if this continues on with this streak, you'll see this one coming up late and strong at this distance. So going back down to a 5.5 furlongs, and also on the turf, show the potential it has on the turf. So you should see this one coming up late and strong. So again, for my top selection in the Honeybee, it is the number 7, Miss Miz, at Morning odds at 5-1. Again, my second choice there, it is the number 3, a bit of both. And my horse to watch is the number 6, Queen of Bermuda. Now on to the second race. It is going to be at Delaware Park. It is the O'Peach Stakes, going 1 1/8 mile for a $100,000 purse. We got a field of 6 running. It is going to be chalky, so I'm going to go with my horse to watch. It is going to be the number 5, Venta to Go. Venta to Go is by El Padrino out of a not for Love mare. Last time ran back on May 21st for allowance optional claiming $50,000. Was able to win that race by a neg. Had to go wide bid and went for the long run. Then before that ran on May 6th at Delaware Park for allowance optional claiming $50,000. Got that one by was fifth by 7.5 lengths. Had to go against the horse that is running against this time in this race, the Drop Dead Red, excuse me. What I see here had no lack of rally to kick in. The workouts have been on May 18th at Delaware Park, going 4 furlongs on a fast track and winning 48.40 seconds breezing. Was the fourth best out of the 36 workouts that day. Then the last workout was on June 8th at Delaware Park, going 5 furlongs, winning 1 minute, 1 second, .80 seconds breezing. Was the second best out of the 6 workouts that day. What I see here, had some issues, broke out a bit, lacked, and couldn't rally that well. It's stepping up in class from back, the last time it ran in a stakes race was back on August 18th. And was able to get 6th there. So I see here, the jockey knows Jose Garcia knows how to ride the horse. Is 3 for 7 at the track. And is 5 for 15 on the dirt over there. So it knows how to get up in there. The distance is just the only issue. It has ran at this distance not even once. But it shows that it has the time that it could kick in. Should have a great potential of coming in for a great rally up at the end. So again, my horse to watch in the O'Peach Stakes. It is the number 5, Vented to Go, at morning line odds at 8-1. My second choice, it is going to be the number 1, Another Broad. Another Broad is at 3-2. She is by Include out of a Deputy Minister mare. The last time that she ran was back in May 17th at Plimico. Did it in 1 mile, 1/8 distance. At this distance, it was in the DuPont Stakes race, I believe a grade 3 stakes race. It came in 4th by 6 3/4 lengths. Was able to stretch it out in there and retreated the stretch, so tired out at the stretch. The time before that, it ran on April 13th at Aqueduct on a muddy track in a 1 mile and 1/8 distance. It was an invitational for $200,000. Got brushed and blocked, had to go wide to get there first by a length and a quarter. But was hanging on in there great for that race. Having issues. The workouts have been in June 1st at Belmont Park. Did 4 furlongs on a fast track. Did it in 48.20 seconds breezing. Was the 9th best out of the 68 workouts that day. Then did it on June 8th at Belmont Park training course. Worked it in 49.21 seconds breezing. Was the 4th best out of the 25 workouts that day. What I see here, what needs to happen is ran at this distance and knows how to come in and great. Was up in there Just needs to stay up in there. The great potential is dropping a little bit in class is a plus and a help, but it should show the ability that she has coming on strong. So again, for my second choice in the O'Peach Stakes at Delaware Park, it is the number 1, Another Broad, at morning line odds at 3-2. For my top selection, it is going to be the number 3, Good One Honey, at morning line odds at 2-1. It's by Great Notion out of a 10 pence mare. Last time ran on May 11th at Monmouth Park in the Serena Song Stakes race for $75,000. Was able to get in there 4th, but got DQ'd 3rd because of issues of bumping. The last time before that, it did it on April 12th, at Laurel Park on a good track, going a mile distance for optional claiming $35,000. Was in there 6th by 11.5 lengths. Just gave way. Was up in there early, and towards the stretch just lost the ground and tired out. The workouts have been on May 4th at Parks. Did it in 1 minute .50 breezing. Was the best out of the 4 workouts that day. Then worked out on June 1st at Parks, going 5 furlongs. And 1 minute, 1 second .260 breezing was the best out of the 24 workouts that day. Then the last workout was on June 8th at Parks on a fast track. Went 1 minute flat .44 seconds. Handily was the best out of the 8 workouts that day. What I see here was they got that DQ, but it has a little stretch out in the distance. The last time ran has had issues. This horse has issues with bumping and getting into issues. Let's just see if Frankie Pennington could get this horse into a great position without any issues at all. So for my top selection in the O'Peach Stakes at Delaware Park, it is the number 3, Good One Honey, at morning line odds at 2-1. Again, my second choice there is the number 1, Another Broad. And my horse to watch is the number 5, Vented to Go, at morning line odds at 8-1. Now let's go on to Belmont Park, race number 9. It is the Dancing Renee Stakes for a $100,000 purse, going 6 furlongs. Here we got a small field of 6. My horse to watch is going to be the number 3, Out of Orbit. Out of Orbit, morning line odds is at 10-1. It is by Malibu Moon out of a Discreet Cat mare. Last time she ran in Aqueduct on April 12th on a fast track, going a mile distance for allowance $75,000. And what I saw here, came in 3rd by 4 1/4 length. Then ran on March 24th at a mile distance at Aqueduct on a fast surface for allowance $70,000. Was able to get 3rd there by 4 3/4 lengths. was in hand, had to go 3 wide, but weakened late. So what I saw here, the workouts have been June 2nd at Belmont's training course. Went in there and got it 5 furlongs on a fast track, did it in 1 minute, 1 second, 0.80 seconds. Breezing was the 4th best out of the 26 workouts that day. Then the last workout was on June 9th at Belmont's training course, going 4 furlongs on a fast track. Ran in 48.89 seconds. Breezing was the 4th best out of the 56 workouts that day. For I saw here, it's shortening up in distance is a great help. Has the ability to come up late at the distance. At the short distance would be a great plus. The only thing is up in class is the only issue, but all but that should have a great run. At this type of distance should be the pace setter and come out strong late. Hopefully they hang on in there. So again, for my horse to watch in the Dancing Renee Stakes at Belmont Park, race number 9, it is the number 3 Out of Orbit at morning line odds at 10-1. For my second choice, it is the number 5 Midnight Disguise at morning line odds at 5-2 by Midnight Loot out of a Yes It's True mare. Last time she ran was back in May 27th at Belmont Park on a fast track going a mile distance in the Critical Eye Stakes for $200,000 purse. Got second by 5 lengths. Was inside and weekend. Was inside, just hanged on and just got a little tired with some other horse. The other horse, the leader, Catherine the Wise, got up there for a great run. The time before that, it ran on April 13th at Aqueduct on a muddy surface, going a mile and 1/8 distance, in an invitational stakes going for a $200,000 purse. Was able to get 5th by 12 3/4 lengths. Had to go 2 wide and backed away around the lane. The workouts have been back in April 29th at Belmont's training course at 5 furlongs. Went on a fast track and went in 1 minute, 1 second, 0.66 seconds. Breezing was the 5th best out of 14 workouts that day. Then the last workout was back in May 9th at Belmont's training course at 5 furlongs on a fast track. It went in 1 minute, 3 seconds, 0.65 seconds. Breezing was the 11th best out of the 12 workouts that day. But what I saw with this one is that at Belmont it is 1 for 2 and also in the money once. At the dirt surface, it is 5 for 11. You should see this one coming up great late and so forth. Getting a rat or tease. Has won aboard her twice back in 2017 and knows how to get her into position. So you see him with him getting back aboard. They should show that winning position that they had back a couple years ago and get off a great win. So again, for my second choice in the Dancing Renee Stakes, it is the number 5 Midnight Disguise at morning line odds at 5-2. Now on for my top selection. I'm going to be going with the number 4, Leah's Dream, at morning line odds at 9-2. It's by Astrological out of a Officer mare. Last time when she ran was back on May 12th at Monmouth Park on a sloppy track. for allowance optional claiming $16,000. Got up first by 5 1/4 lengths. Was the pace setter and never looked back. The time before that ran on March 29th at Aqueduct on a fast track, going 6 furlongs. Was for allowance optional claiming $40,000. Was able to win that race by 2 lengths. Had to go 2 to 3 wide for the race and upward up and an inch away by the end of the stretch, close to the finish line. The workouts have been back in May 19th at Belmont's training course, going 4 furlongs on a fast track, waiting 48.75 seconds breezing, was the third best out of the 38 workouts that day. Then the last workout was back on June 1st on Belmont's training course, going 4 furlongs, was on a fast track. It went in 48.86 seconds breezing, was the 11th best out of the 89 workouts that day. Was running back to the distance it likes, has been winning at this distance well. At this distance is 9 for 21. On the dirt, it is 10 for 25. With Junior Alvarado jumping on the board and seeing the paper and how this horse runs, maybe with this one, they're going to try to get this one off early and try to beat the other pace setter to get off in there early and late. So the other pace setter is going to be my horse to watch selection, which is the number 3. Those two are going to be battling out for it first, fast and all that. So what I'm seeing here is that Leah is going to have the ability to come up late and strong and fast. Should be up in there in the lead and win it off and try to hold off the other horses. So again, for my top selection in the Dancing Renee Stakes, race number 9 at Belmont Park, going 6 furlongs, it is the number 4, Renee's Dream, at morning line odds at 9 to 2. For my second choice, it is the number 5, Midnight Disguise, at 5 to 2. And my horse to watch, it is the number 3, Out of Orbit, at morning line odds at 10 to 1. Now let's go on to race number 8 at Churchill Downs. For those that couldn't hear the other podcasts, I'm doing it over for you guys. So it is going to be race number 8, the Stephen Foster, going a 1 1/8 distance for a $600,000 purse. We got a field of about 12 running. I'm going to give you my 2 top selections again, plus my horse to watch for those that didn't hear the first one too well. So, let's do this. For my horse to watch, it is going to be the number 5, Hakitem, at morning line odds at 30 to 1. Hakitem is by Tap It out of a Mr. Greeley mare. Last time when ran was back on May 12th of 2019 at Churchill Downs for allowance $87,000. Was able to win that race by 3 1/4 lengths. Came again, went 3 wide and cleared away. The time before that ran back on April 29th, March 29th, not April, at Oakland Park for a maiden $90,000. Was able to win that race by 7 1/4 lengths. pressed on to the lead and hung on with a good hand urging to win the race in the stretch, and then look back at the end. The workouts have been back on May 1st at Churchill Downs, going 5 furlongs on a fast track. It did it in 59.2 seconds, breezing. Was the best out of the 15 workouts that day. Then worked out on May 29th at Churchill Downs, going 4 furlongs on a fast track. Did it in 48 seconds, breezing. Was the best workout out of the 50 workouts that day. Then worked out on June 1st at Churchill Downs, in 5 furlongs on a fast track. It did it in 59 seconds, breezing. Was the best out of the 36 workouts that day. Then for the last workout, it was back on June 8th at Churchill Downs on a fast track on a muddy surface. Did it in 1 minute flat .04 seconds, breezing. Was the best out of the 9 workouts that day. What I saw here, the last 2 wins were great. It's keeping the jockey aboard. Channing Hill is staying aboard. It's 5 for 2 on the surface, and at the distance hasn't won yet. But with this little stretch out in distance, it would be a great help. The last time ran at this distance was back in December of 2017 at Aqueduct in the Renson. Was 4th there by 4 1/4 lengths with Jose Ortiz aboard. But then she got bumped and pinched. So now back to this one. This coming up to this race, she got the 2 good wins. Hanging on, it's keeping Channing Hill aboard. Is 1 for 1 at Churchill Downs. Do you see this one coming up in strong late? The little issue of coming back up to this distance would be a great plus. Shows the ability and shows that it has a great run. So again, for my horse to watch in the Stephen Foster race number 8 at Churchill Downs, it is the number 5 Hakitem at morning line odds at 30-1. Now for my second choice, it is going to be the number 12 Yoshida at morning line odds at 7-2. Yoshida is by Heart's Cry out of a Canadian Frontier mare. Last time Yoshida ran was back on March 30th, in Dubai for a stakes race with Jose Ortiz aboard. Was able to get 6th there by 5 1/4 lengths. Had a chance to get up in there, never showed the ability to get up for the run. The time before that ran on January 26th at Gulfstream Park on a turf course in the Invitational. Was able to get up in there by 6 by 6 1/2 lengths. Was off the pace, had to go 5 or 6 wide, and was no threat then. The time before that, it ran back in November 3rd at Churchill Downs, going 1 1/4 distance in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Was able to get 4th there by a length and 3/4. Bubbled in, had to go 6 wide into the run and hung in there to get that great 4th by gaining some ground, so got that good 4th. The workouts have been back on May 24th at Saratoga Training Course. Was in 5 furlongs on a good track. It was in 1 minute .10, Breezing was the second best out of the 6 workouts that day. Then worked out on June 4th in Saratoga's training course on 4 furlongs on a fast track. Worked out in 50.1 seconds breezing. Was the 15th best out of the 26 workouts that day. Then worked out on June 10th on 5 furlongs on a fast track. Worked out in 1 minute, 3 seconds, .2. Breezing was the third best of the 3 workouts that day. What I saw here from running in Dubai, had that day off and relaxing and a little workouts here and there. But from the Dubai, running in Dubai, and then running in those other races, shows that knows how to get up in there. Yoshida has the running ability to get up there quick and early, with keeping Jose Ortiz aboard would be a great plus. It knows how to find the position to get her into. So get him into, excuse me. For my second choice, it is the number 12 Yoshida at morning line odds at 7-2. Now for my top selection. It is going to be the number 9, Tom DeLates. Tom DeLates is morning line odds is at 5-1. Is by Smart Strike out of a Giant Causeway mare. Last time when he ran was back on May 3rd, going a mile and 1/16 distance on a good track in the Ali Shiva graded 2 stakes. Got second there by 4 3/4 lengths. It was cleared up in there, then got caught and was no match and tired out in the stretch again. And then the time before that ran in January 26th at Gulfstream Park, going a mile and 1/8 distance on a sloppy track in a invitational stakes race, grade 1, got 9th by 27 lengths. Had to go 4 wide into the turns and just tired out. Was up in there third and tired out into the stretch. The workouts have been back on May 22nd at Churchill Downs, going 4 furlongs on a fast track. Was in 50.1 seconds breezing. Was the 31 best out of the 38 workouts that day. Then worked out back on May 31st of 4 furlongs at Churchill Downs on a fast track. Did it in 50.1 seconds. Breezing was the 57th best out of the 93 workouts that day. Then the last workout was back on June 7th at Churchill Downs, going 4 furlongs on a fast track. It was in 48 seconds breezing. Was the 12th best out of the 76 workouts that day. What I saw here is coming back down to the area is 2 for 5 at Churchill Downs, and at the track on a fast track it is 6 for 5. Also, it's getting up in there, got the good ability, keeping Sean Bridgman aboard, which has won aboard him twice in over 11 lengths combined. Will find the position to get up in there. Knows that this horse knows to get up the distance and up in there fast. So again, for my top selection and the Stephen Foster, it is the number 9, Tom DeLates, at morning line odds at 5-1. Again, my second choice is the number 12, Yoshida, at 7-2. And my horse to watch, it is the number 5, Akitem, at morning line odds at 30-1. Those are all the races I got for you. And remember, when you're cashing with the wolf, it's howling time. Good luck, everyone, and let's cash in those tickets. Good luck, everyone, with the stakes races and all the races. Hope everyone makes some great money. Talk to everyone later.